There's this thing I used to do at grocery stores. I would just go in and tell myself, you know what, I'm just gonna grab a couple of things here and there and then I'm gonna head back home. Then somehow I'll be back there 2 days later grabbing more things because I forgot some, and then again in the day after that, and then again in the day after that. By the end of the week, I've been to the same store 4 times. I spent too much money because at least one of these trips I went in there hungry and lost many countless hours of my month and my life standing in the checkout lines. And then what's the worst part? I would pretend that I wasn't there because I forgot eggs on purpose. So basically I used to run my life like that, but not with just groceries, with everything: works, emails, errands, projects, chores, all spread out in little chunks across my week. And just like those constant trips to the store, it left me feeling like I was always moving, but not really moving forward. And I don't know, do you ever get the feeling that, you're sprinting in circles, wondering why you're still in the exact same spot? And at the end of the day, I was tired because I was busy, but it wasn't the kind of busy that there was just noise, little things here and there that didn't really amount to much. The more scattered it got, the foggier my brain felt. And for my ADHD, that's like adding caffeine to already shaking washing machine. But here's the one gift ADHD gave me: I can be ridiculously productive for a short burst and then crash like an old laptop. And I started noticing something. Whenever there was a deadline looming, I could just suddenly cram entire week's worth of work into one single day and then somehow have free time. So I got curious and I started looking at why that happened and how I could recreate that feeling on purpose. How can I do that? And then lightning struck in my head. Not that bad kind, the actual Benjamin Franklin holding a kite in the wind kind. Yeah, okay, I do know that he did not invent the light bulb, but just bear with me here for a second, okay? That's when I finally understood what people meant when they said, prioritize your work. Oh my god. And my brain boiled it down to just one simple word, one word that changed how I worked forever. And that word is batching. So yeah, batching, put simply, it's grouping similar tasks together so your brain can stay in one lane instead of swerving all over the place. Okay, so think about it. If you answer emails as they come in, you're stopping whatever you're doing just to respond to said email. You open a mental tab, yeah, it goes over there, and start writing the reply, then try to jump back into your work. And I get it, sometimes it feels productive, because you're busy over there, you're just getting things done. But really, it's like switching lanes every 15 minutes for absolutely no obvious reason. And your brain is paying the toll on that road each time. It's exhausting, very exhausting. Batching is like saying, all right, I'm going to deal with the emails at 3 p.m. all at once. You get into the zone, reply to everything, and then you're done. No mental ping pong slash bickety bop bap, wondering if you forgot someone, no half finished thoughts. It's the same with errands. One trip to the post office, to the groceries, and the pharmacy, instead of just doing one today, one tomorrow, one the day after that, in 3 separate afternoons wasted in traffic, public transportation, and checkout lines. Even these videos that you're watching right now, they are batched. When I didn't batch, I would just say to myself, oh, I'll just film tomorrow. And then life got busy because I got busy and I hadn't learned to prioritize yet. Now, I don't film one clip a day or write one script a day. I set up the camera and I record for a few hours, or at least with a timer over there, or I sit with my laptop and crank out 10 video ideas in one go, then I write one or two scripts in a single sitting, no other distractions allowed whatsoever. And there's a magic to it. Batching doesn't just save time, it saves headspace. You stop carrying those tiny nagging to-dos in the back of your mind, which means when you're working, you can actually focus, and when you're not, you can actually, rest. By the way, if you're already thinking about what you could batch in your life, that would make your life easier, hit the like button. It's a tiny thing for you, but it helps me a lot and tells me you want to watch more videos like this. And if you want tools that actually work in real life, that at least work for me, subscribe. I'd love to have you here. So going back, why does batching work so well? And it's not just a time thing, okay? It's a brain thing. Every time you switch tasks, your brain has to redirect itself. Scientists call it context switching. I call it mental jet lag. You're jumping from one world or one brain time zone to another. You answer an email, then try to create something, then check WhatsApp, then back to Instagram, back to your phone, back to this, back to that, then work email, and each little thing just knocks you one step further away from what you need to do. It's like trying to live in North America but working on a schedule in China. You're always just gonna feel a little bit out of sync. Or think of it like having 20 browser tabs open, which is a nightmare. Each time you click a new one, you're loading a whole new world. And just out of curiosity here, because I need to know, what type of person are you? The multiple tabs open at all times, or the person that needs a perfect window type? Because I've gotta say, it gives me the jitters when I have multiple tabs open and then somehow I click on the other tab and then I don't even remember where I clicked there at once and then I get all lost. And for me, and for probably a lot of ADHD people, batching is like closing all those annoying tabs that I don't really need at that time. I'm not thinking about the dishes when I'm editing it. I'm not wondering if I replied to that work follow-up email, what time I'm going to the gym, or what do I need to eat for dinner today. I'm just here, fully in the moment, doing exactly what I set my mind to do. I learned this the hard way. I once spent an entire week trying to film 5 videos, one per day, and the result was definitely no result. I basically promised a bunch of people that there was more content to come, then got overwhelmed trying to film, edit, and live my life all at once. Then nothing happened. Now with batching, I can get a week's worth of work done in 1 or 2 long days, and then I have the rest of the week for other creative stuff, for work stuff, for whatever, even gaming, which I really do love, but it never felt like I had time for it before. And here's a bonus. If your brain loves these little patterns, when you do the same type of task in a block, you naturally get faster and more efficient without even trying. So the first task might take 5 or 10 minutes, feel a little bit janky, but you're just warm up, just like in the gym. Once you're loose, you're cruising. For me, batching isn't just about productivity, it really isn't. It's about peace of mind, it's about calm, steady feeling, like driving on an empty highway and actually enjoying the whole scenery. All right, here's how to start batching without making it turn into a science experiment. Number one, you're gonna pick one thing and you're gonna stick to it, not 10, one. If you try to batch everything at once, congratulations, you just created yourself a brand new mess. Start with something that eats a lot of your time: emails, laundry, errands, cooking, whatever is bugging you the most. 2, set a block of time. If you leave it as "I'll do it later," it's probably really not gonna happen. Pick a time and stick to it. Maybe even set a timer for 3 hours, go as hard as you can, then stop, take a break. Protect that block of time like it's the last cookie in the pack. Nobody's getting that from you. 3, prepare before you start. When you batch, your brain's like an engine. Once it's running, you don't want to keep stalling and wasting fuel. Get everything ready before you hit go. If it's errands, have the list. If it's content, have the ideas or scripts ready to roll. Number 4, no distractions. When I'm batching, I leave my phone in the other room. And yeah, I know how it sounds. It also gives me a little panic attack, but then I realize I'm really not that important, so I'll survive. No multiple browser tabs, no songs with lyrics that you can't help but sing along to. Half of the point of batching is getting into a flow. Don't break it just because your crush sent you a cat meme. 5, finished and cowabunga. Once you're done, you're done. Don't just check one more thing on your list. That's how you end up right back where you started. Until you master batching, one thing at a time is the best way to go. We don't need to change our whole system for one thing to work it out. Test it out to see if it works for you. Nothing in this world is a one-size-fits-all solution. And if you're still here, you might as well just batch your YouTube experience, hit like, subscribe, and you won't have to remember it later. And that's the thing about batching, right? It's not about turning yourself into some kind of productivity robot. It's more about buying back your brain, you know? And listen, I always want to be clear about this. Don't just take my word for it, okay? Think for yourself, try it, do your own research, and if it's something that doesn't work for you, that's fine, but give it some try. You know that feeling when you finish a task and your mind still has like a bazillion tabs open with all the other things going on? Batching, at least for me, shuts those tabs down. It's the difference between driving on a highway full of traffic, honking, potholes, and the Avengers are all in the middle fighting to save our planet versus, cruising an empty road where you can actually enjoy the scenery. So you remember the grocery store story from the start. If I batch my errands, I go once, I'm in and out, and I don't come home and go, oh, great, I forgot the eggs again. And if I do forget the eggs, at least I've only wasted one trip instead of four. Just a quick side note, do not go shopping hungry, okay? That's how you end up with 6 types of cheeses, a new lamp, 3 chocolate bars, and some bread that definitely wasn't on your list. And this may or may not be inspired by real events. But batching isn't just about saving your time, it's about your headspace, making room for creativity, and making room for rest, gaming, or honestly, if you just want to be staring at the wall because that's what you're into, that's fine too. Life is beautiful. Go run naked around the block. Actually, don't do that, you may get arrested. Anyway, before I get too distracted with this naked tangent, here's my challenge for you. Pick one thing to batch this week and just try it. Doesn't have to be big, just emails, errands, laundry, whatever's been eating your brain. In the worst case scenario, you end up with more bread and cheese than you expected. And the best case, you feel calmer, clearer, and maybe even free up time you didn't know you had. And if you want to keep stacking little wins, I got a whole video on that exact idea. You can click here or there, I don't know, to check it out. It goes hand in hand with batching because once you learn how to win small every day, you start building momentum without burning out. All right, guys, I just want to say thank you so much for hanging out with me here. I really appreciate your time, and I'll see you in the next time. And please don't forget your eggs. Much love. I'll see you in the next one.